Good morning and welcome to the channel on this the 7th day of July 2026, which is a Tuesday. Today I am asking the question, the Nato Summit and what will it achieve? For those of you that don't know, NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And it was formed as a defence pact against what was the old Soviet Union. And its function is still that today. They look at the Soviet Union as the major threat. And the whole thing about it is that if one country is attacked, then it's the same as all countries are attacked. So that's the function and purpose. So let's have a look what this NATO summit will achieve based on current sourced information. Well, there's going to be hard commitments on defence spending. They will push members to demonstrate real progress towards the 5% of GDP defence investment target agreed in 2025. That's a European allies and Canada increased defence investment by 139 billion in 2025. Some allies will reach the 5% target as early as 2026, far ahead of schedule. The summit will set a credible path for all its members to meet the 2035 target. What this means, it signals Europe preparing for a future where the US may demand more burden sharing. It has long since asked for NATO or the countries of NATO to put more into defence spending. There's going to be a major push to expand defence and industrial production. NATO will use the Ankara Defence Industry Forum to increase weapons and ammunition production, strengthen supply chains, accelerate adoption of new technologies. Why this matters? Well, NATO wants to ensure it can sustain long wars, not just short ones. It's also going to give long-term sustainable support for Ukraine. They will reaffirm that Ukraine's security is tied to Europe's security, and the expected outcomes include a 70 billion euro military assistance pledge for 2026. That's a lot of money. Mechanisms to ensure support continues even if US funding fluctuates. And we'll find out more about that when Donald Trump gets involved today and tomorrow. A NATO-Ukraine Council working dinner and coordination sessions with President Zelensky. Why does this matter? Well, signalling that Ukraine will not be abandoned regardless of US political shifts. They're also looking at an updated deterrence and defence planning, strengthening Article 5 readiness, updating capability development plans, ensuring Europe remains secure, whole and free in the 5th year of Russia's full-scale invasion. A clearer division of responsibilities between the US and Europe, and with President Trump pressing Europe to take more responsibility, the summit will showcase Europe's increased defence spending, outline how Europe will shoulder more of NATO's long-term burden, address uncertainty over US's future military commitment to Europe. The secondary outcomes likely to emerge is NATO-European Union cooperation deepening, announcement of tens of billions in defence-related deals, and engagement, this is a new one, with Indo-Pacific partners like Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, to counter China's global influence. In short, what the summit actually delivers: defence spending, lock on the path to a increase to 5% of gross defence projects, weapons production, expand industrial output and supply chain, Ukraine support, secure long-term funding and coordination, deterrence posture, update plans against Russia and strengthen Article 5 readiness. Article 5 is this attack one country, you attack them all. And a transatlantic balance, clarify Europe's increased role and US pressure. Well, there are some countries in NATO that are going to get 5%. Unfortunately, my own country, the UK, is not going to be one of them. They'll be lucky if they increase to 2.7% in the next 5 or 6 years. Okay, that's it for this morning. I hope you find this a little bit interesting and different from reporting on the normal things. But let us see what is the real outcome of the NATO summit, and if it does change dramatically, I will report back to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.